Hello, everybody. Another day, another Hearthstone trailer. What are they doing to me here? We've got another one. This one, I think, because it's 7 minutes, I think it's more than just a trailer. Like, the thumbnail for it has all the baddies sitting at a table laughing. So, is this where we're going to get their evil plan? And then we're going to get maybe like one of the representatives to sit down and talk with us about like what they're planning behind the scenes, you know, as devs or like if this is a 7.5 minute trailer of just them talking, they have like, wow, cinematics aren't that long. That would be insane. But, I'm very interested to see what's going on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, like, them, like, the devs talking about what's going to be happening. Because we've got the trailers now. We know who the baddies are. We know that they're planning something, but we don't know what. And we have an idea of where we're going. So now we, like, the devs can step in and be like, hi, this is going to be Arn, the Year of the Dragon, and here are some things you can expect. Sort of thing. But either way, I want to see it, so let's watch it. Yeah? Let's watch it. What is this? This is like the intro to a museum. Or the History Channel. Oh my god, it really is an intro to the History Channel.
I'm Dave Kozak. The Year of the Dragon is almost upon us. Today, we begin a year-long journey that will take us deep into the Hearth of Darkness. Join us for an adventure in 3 parts. A Hearthstone trilogy that will take us from flying cities to ancient depths. A journey where we will meet new friends and familiar enemies. Our year begins when the shadows rise.
So you're probably wondering why I gathered you here. Let me take a moment and break it down. We've been given black eyes by the good guys. Oh, but that's about to change. Those meddlesome mortals who've mocked up our missions will finally feel some of our pain. You see, I have a devious plan that requires a demonstrative fist. And each of you will have your dreams come true as a finger's finger of peace.
What the... What?
Alright, let me try this again. Alone all our dreams went. Kaboom! Yes, but united we'll take the candle. No fish bigger.
I'm seeing what you want to do.
Let me hear it.
We'll come together so we can dismantle.
Now here's the plot to capture your greed and intrigue. We'll take Dalaran for all that it's got. As we form an evil league.
Indeed, the arch-thief Rafaam has gathered together Hearthstone's most nefarious villains. Their target, the magical floating city of Dalaran. Their final objective, a mystery to be unraveled in the coming months. With this first chapter, together, we can explore deep philosophical questions. What is the nature of evil? How much mana does it cost? Is there any good against Hunter? These are the enigmas of the human condition we will explore. And who better to explore these mysteries than the villainous mastermind himself, Rafaam. The one-time arch-thief is not the only villain
Rafaam
who will be returning to Hearthstone to wreak.
Hold on, stop! I want to look at this. 7 mana, 7/8 Warlock card with Taunt. Battlecry, replace your hand and deck with legendary minions, I'm sorry. We've seen this a couple of times, and while it never works out really well, it's because you have to do something crazy to your deck to start with. You could just play a normal deck, and you don't have to. So, like in the League of Explorers, we had I can't remember her name, but the Night Elf Explorer, where you play that and it shuffles the kobold thing into your deck, and then you draw the map, and then you get she shuffles the map, you get the map, you shuffle the totem, you get this totem, and then you play the totem, and it does this. And then in, I think it was Witchwood, we got, no, it was Witchwood, where we got Gen's son Liam. We got Liam for Paladin, where if your deck is where he replaces all of your 1 costs with legendary minions in your deck, but not in your hand. This is just a card you play. You could have a normal deck, and at some point you'll get not only this thing that replaces your hand and deck with legendary minions, but also is a 7-cost 7/8 with taunt for Warlock. I mean, it's not good. It's the card is good. The effect is theoretically bad because it's because it's getting rid of any synergy that your deck has with what you're playing. It's a total win more card, but it's amazing. It's amazing, and I want it.
Havoc. His position as founder and head of the League of Evil has legendary.
Oh my gosh, that animation!
Villains, other cards harken back to the mechanics of bygone days. Madame Lazul, the fortune teller.
Is that her name? Madame Lazul? I was just calling her the fortune teller. We were never given her name, I don't think. I think this is the first time we actually know her name. Madame Lazul. I'm just going to keep calling her the fortune teller, because, I mean, it's easier to remember than Madame Lazul. Until she has a thing like, Rafaam, the Supreme Archaeologist. Then, I would forget her name immediately and call her Madame LeFou. So she's the fortune teller. So let's look at this 0-cost priest card, Forbidden Word. Spend all your mana, destroy a minion with that much attack or less. So it's only 1 minion, and you're spending your entire mana pool to kill it. That's a desperation play. Like that, I don't think you'd even want this in your deck, because it's assuming that your deck is going to lose otherwise. Like, this deck is capable of handling with small stuff, but if he draws something big, then I'm not going to be able to deal with it. If on turn 8 the opponent plays an 8/8 with taunt, and I'm like, oh, I can't deal with that as a priest. I have all of these kill cards already in my arsenal, but I don't have any of them right now except for this one, and I have to spend all 8 mana to kill 1 card and do nothing else. Nah, I don't think so. You could also say, like, oh, on turn 10, it's like you do your turn as normal and you've got 2 extra mana left over. Might as well kill that thing that has 2 attack left over, you know, just as an additional thing, just as a turn ender. But people don't tend to use that for that very often. If something is to spend all your mana, they usually just, like, psychologically, they want it to have a big effect. It's like, you can use it to spend the remainder of your mana, but I just see that so less often than people spending all their mana. Like, spend all your mana, summon a bunch of 1/1s. Spend all your mana, and summon something with that much attack, or things like that. They always want to use their whole mana pool, and they want to spend their whole mana pool in the late game. This one is sort of... It doesn't reward that. So I think it's not super worth. If you can control that urge and you can use it just to pick off little things, then it's a fairly cheap kill card, which is nice, but at that point you got to question whether or not it's worth it. If this can do the job of something that costs the same amount of mana, then why do you need it? And maybe we'll find a reason that we'll need it. But right now, I'm not seeing it.
Is bringing back some forbidden magics, faint whispers of the old gods. Make no mistake, this will be one of our darkest experiences. Each of our villains has an angle. Each of them seeks to bring about their own criminal schemes to fruition.
With the slippers.
Patience is a villainous virtue. Schemes, such as this one, grow more powerful the longer you hold them in your hand.
Whoa. Is this going to be a theme? We're going to get upgrades each turn as a theme? Like, this isn't just the only one. That's a theme we're going to get? The schemes? Hold on. I want to hear that one again. Sorry.
Patience is a villainous virtue. Schemes, such as this one, grow more powerful the longer you hold them in your hand.
Yeah, I think we're going to get more schemes. I think maybe each villain will get a scheme. Like, this is Hagatha's scheme, and we got Rafaam's scheme, LeFou's scheme. I did it already. It's Lazul? Madame Lazul? And everyone gets their own scheme. So it's not going to be one for each class, but one for each villain, which I think makes more sense. So this is a 5-mana shaman card. I get the scheme. Deal 1 damage to all minions. Upgrades each turn. Is that each turn it's in your hand? So it's deal 1 damage to all minions. Deal 2 damage to all minions. At what point is that worth it? Probably 5, right? That's usually... Like, when mages play that 5 cost... Find a spell in your deck, deal that much to all minions. They usually want it to be 5 or more, right? Like, they're hoping to get their Flame Strike or their Blizzard. This is the same thing, except you've got to hold on to it, and you don't have to rely on another spell in your deck. So it's a trade-off. Considering that spell is used a lot, in Mage, Shaman might use this. The problem is that Shaman doesn't have nearly as much, like, face-burning spells as Mage does. So Mage doesn't have to rely as much on onboard minions. You're not going to be killing too many of your own minions with that. It's usually, like, you're willing to sacrifice 1 or 2 of your Mage minions because, you're not super reliant on them anyway, and the enemy has a full board. This, I don't know if it will go the same way because Shaman has a little bit more reliability on minions. But, just on paper, it makes sense. It's not bad. Plus, this can go higher. Like, this, like, you could get a Pyroblast off of this. Like, you could go beyond, actually. If the game runs really long, you could do 12 damage to all minions. And it's not super likely. In fact, it's very unlikely. That's probably never going to happen. But the possibility is there.
What do you call a card capable of doing colossal damage to every minion on the board? Evil! It's an evil card! Sinister plots require an army of lackeys to carry them out. Take a look at this miscreant.
All right. Evil Miscreant. Rogue card, 3 mana, 1/5. Combo, add 2 random lackeys to your hand. All right. He's going to explain what lackeys are. That, I think, will determine whether this card is okay or good. Because 3 mana 1/5, that's the Omgom Rager, right? You know, the reverse Magma Rager. And that was a funny joke, but no one really ever played it. But if this combos into something that's worth it, then oh yeah.
Seen frequenting the company of rogues, he is capable of adding 2 such lackeys to your hand. You might be asking, what are lackeys?
Yeah.
How many are there? How do they do against aggro? All lackeys are small 1/1 minions with a distinctly evil battle cry.
Oh.
Use them and dispose of them at will. That's evil.
All right, let's look at them.
All lackeys.
This is becoming more card review than a reaction, and I don't care. So we got the Kobold Lackey. 1 mana 1/1. They're all 1 mana 1/1, so I don't even have to look at that. Deal 2 damage. Summon a random 2-cost minion. Both of those are pretty good.
Lackeys are small 1/1 minions with a distinctly evil battle cry.
Give a friendly minion +1 attack and rush. And transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more. Wow, I do like these lackeys. And you get 2 random lackeys from that one. Alright, yeah. I could totally see that. Especially in a rogue deck with combos and stuff. Oh my gosh, rogues are gonna love lackeys.
Use them and dispose of them.
Oh,
at
there's
will.
more. There's another one. Ah, there was another one!
The evil battle cry. Use them and dispose
The ethereal lackey. Battlecry, discover a spell. Huh? Oh, yeah.
of them at will. That's what lackeys are for. Throughout the year, more lackeys will be added with each set, representing the growing reach of the League. Of course, the magical defenders of Dalaran won't sit idly by while evil stalks their street. Our villains
who are the
will
good
run into a
guys?
formidable defense befitting the capital of magic, including a new mechanic.
Oh.
This
Twin
druid spell will
spell.
summon Treants, but it's what's known as a twin spell, meaning it can be cast twice. Once cast, a second copy of the spell is added to your hand to be cast immediately or saved for a future turn. The very
Oh.
streets of Dalaran will displace.
All right, first
Treants,
let's
but
look
it's
at
what's
the.
known-
Now that we know what twin spell means, let's look at the card. So 8 mana, summon 5/2/2 Treants. So this has been a long time coming card, I think, because we had the 5-cost summons 3, the 3-cost summon 2, and now the 8-cost summon 5. That's pretty good. So that's 8 mana 10/10, which is already about right, but not super worth. Like, that's, with 8 costs, there's this need to get some real stuff on the board. Like, Arthas is an 8-cost minion. A lot of good 8-cost minions. Like, I know Arthas is going away, but a lot of the best cards are like 8 mana. So they need to be good. On its own, 8 mana 10/10, not that great. But because it's Treants and it has Treant synergy, and because it has Twinspell, which means you can cast it again. Like, true, it's still another 8 mana, so, 16 mana, summon 10 2/2 Treants. How good is that? It depends entirely on how well you can, maneuver that. Like, there's no combo you can do with this. You just have to play the 5/2/2s and hope for the best. Like, I don't think there's any 2-cost, other than, discover a spell. There's no, real effect you can put on. Well, no. You can turn them into 3/3s, but no immediate effect, I mean. Like, you could use the give all the things 1/1s or summon a 3/2, give them all 1/1s. So you got 5 3/3s. That's a combo, but you can't do any immediate effects, is what I mean. And this won't defend yourself. You can't give them taunt. If there was a 2 mana 2/3 give all your Treants taunt, you could combo that. And that would be a pretty good turn. That's 10 mana. That's 10 mana. 12 13 with taunt. So that's a better 8 or 10 turn combo sort of thing.
Known as a twin spell, meaning it can be cast twice. Once cast, a second copy of the spell is added to your hand to be cast immediately or saved for a future turn. The very streets of Dalaran will descend into chaos. Everyone will be drafted into the fight, including the city's merchants, such as...
Ooh, the Spellward Jeweler. That is hard to say. Spellward Jeweler. 3 mana, 3/4 neutral card. Your hero can't be targeted by spells or hero powers until your next turn. That's alright, but it's a little weak. Like, it's a 3 mana, 3/4, so you could put this into anything, really, and it would be fine. You know, 3 mana, 3/4 isn't bad. But I can't see this really stopping anything because it's just for a turn. Like, even if your opponent was like, oh man, I was gonna fireball their face on turn 4, and now I can't. They can fireball this. They can wait till the next turn and fireball you on turn 5. Like, that, obviously that's not an amazing play. It would be better to do that, but you know, you're not gonna trip them up too much with this. But it's a good pack stuffer. Like, it's a good, like, if you've got nothing else, you got 29 or 28, you can put this in there. You know, it's perfectly harmless. It's still a pretty good card as far as stats go at 3 mana, 3/4. So, you know, if you've got nothing else, you can throw this in. But it's probably going to be the first thing to go once you figure out, like, once you get the cards for the meta you're going for.
this jeweler who can buy your hero an extra turn. Pity the fool who believes they have lethal when she comes into play. When faced with such terrible evil,
for a turn,
even the best among us must resort to extreme measures. Chef Nomi is an...
Oh god, it's Chef Nomi! God, Legion, he was the most annoying thing ever! Alright, neutral legendary, 7 mana 6/6, battlecry if your deck is empty, summon 6 6/6 Greasefire Elementals. Ugh. You could see a combo with, like, Rogue, where they draw their entire deck, and then play Chef Nomi, and you get those. The problem is that on turn 7, you know, the opponent's going to have some sort of a board clear. You know, for Warlocks, they pass the turn over, it's turn 8 for them, and they've got, you know, Black Hole, or Nexus, or you know, things like that. True Flame Strike isn't going to get rid of 6 6/6s, but Blizzard will stall you and let you burn a turn, and then next turn they can Flame Strike. There are also other board clears. You know, this is good. This is good at the very end. Yeah, like when both decks are basically running low. If your opponent is out of cards and you're out of cards, and you're just sort of like, oh man, I only have 3 cards, the opponent has 8 cards, and we're out of deck. I gotta turn this around somehow. Chef Nomi. And unless one of their final cards is a board clear card, I win. That's where this would be useful. Literally anywhere else, nah.
Epicurean of pyrotechnical proclivities. End your game with a bang, for revenge is a dish.
See, this wouldn't work. This wouldn't work. The opponent still has more than a few cards left. Like, you can see the deck thinning out as things go. He has more than just 5 cards left. He probably has like 8 or 12, somewhere between there, cards left in his deck, and he's got a whole bunch of cards in his hand while you're out. You have a single freeze. And against Priest, too. Nah, this wouldn't work. This wouldn't work.
Hot. This card is on fire. You could say he has a burning. You know what? Let me just skip ahead. This okay, fire puns. Dragon. The most powerful mages of the world are stepping up to defend Dalaran, including the blue dragon and one-time aspect of magic itself, Kalecgos. The very embodiment of arcane energy.
Isn't he still? I thought he was still the blue aspect. Like, yeah, we don't need aspect. We don't need aspects anymore. But that doesn't mean he's stopped. His dad is dead. Who's the blue aspect if not him? I was pretty sure he was still. Like, yeah, he's also one of the archmages in Dalaran, but I don't think that means he's not still like the guy in charge of the blue dragon fleet. I thought. I'm gonna have to check that later. I feel like a dumb. I feel like a dumb because I'm usually really good with lore, and he tripped me up there, and now I'm not. And now I'm questioning everything I know about the dragon flights. Anyway, let's look at this. Yeah, Kalecgos, mage, legendary. Your first spell each turn costs 0. Battlecry, discover a spell. That's not forever. That's just while he's on the board, yeah? So 10 cost, 4/12. Low attack, high health, full 10 cost, but then you get a spell. So you play this, and then you get a free spell for this turn, and your first spell is free for all subsequent turns. So, you know, this guy's got a target on his back immediately. Any kill card, any big cards, like he's only got 4 attack as well. So people are going to be running stuff into him left, right, and center to get rid of him, and they might not even die to him. So maybe in a real spell heavy deck, this could work, especially if you could defend him somehow. Like, if you're a freeze mage, and you've got a lot of freeze in your deck, so that, you know, the opponent doesn't really have much of a chance to hit him other than with spells, which, you know, you won't be able to defeat him, you know. Or, if you, in Wild, played the Lich King and got that buff that makes things spell immune, you could play that on him next turn if he's not killed the very next turn. Like, your opponent's very next turn. If he's not killed, you could cast that on him to make him spell immune and then start freezing the opponent and take advantage that way. That would work. So, it's very interesting. And honestly, a free spell at any point is good. So, you know, the fact that you're getting a free spell on the turn you play him as well certainly makes it enticing. I'm not sure about 10 cost, though. I think he might needed to have been, like, even 9 cost, so you could get a 1 cost spell in as well. I think would have been nice. But, yeah, it's definitely interesting, and I'm interested to see him in play.
Kalecgos allows you to cast a spell for free every turn. And if you don't have one handy, his battle cry will give you one. No doubt, the defenders of Dalaran are going to put up quite the fight. But will it be enough to save their city from the League of Evil? This is but the first chapter of a trilogy, a tale of magic and miscreants, an epic struggle at the very epicenter of magic in Azeroth. Who will triumph? We shall see where the cards fall when the shadows rise.
Ah. All right. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. I'm sold. I'm obviously not going to pre-purchase anything because I don't spend money on Hearthstone. I play for free, and that's how I've always done it. But I am completely sold on, like, this trilogy. Like, okay, so we know they're attacking Dalaran. If they win, holy crap, the whole world is going to take notice on this League of Evil. Like, they are going to become major villains. So most likely they're going to fail. Knowing Hearthstone, they're probably going to fail tragically, be sent back, and they might even start infighting against each other for a little bit. Maybe one of the League of Evil will even be kicked out for their incompetence in the last raid. And then someone else has a new plan. It's like, all right, Rafaam, you've had your turn. Now it's my turn. We're gonna blow up something else. Like, I've made a mana bomb, like what happened in Theramore, and now we're gonna blow up Stormwind! And then they raid Stormwind. It's like, what you did was stupid. Now instead I'm going to cast a horrible curse of haunting power over Mount Hyjal, and the ancients will become mine. And you know, then that fails, and they're like, all right, maybe teaming up was a bad idea. So he said that the heights of Dalaran is the first, but they're also going to the depths of the ocean. Are they going to Vashj'ir or Ashara or Ajuna or you know, are they going some of those places, or where is deep below the ocean that is good for these people? Because, you know, the ocean is the realm of N'Zoth, so I guess the fortune teller could be like, you know, I followed Cthulhu in Whispers of the Old Gods, but now it's time for N'Zoth, and we get the final showdown is the fortune teller losing her cool and getting serious. It's like, I have had enough. Now they will face the powers of the old gods, and then blah, and we get like a second Whispers of the Old Gods sort of expansion, and with the other villains sort of helping out and being like, I'm not too sure about this, but all right. A corruption bomb. So I can't wait. I want to see. I want to know. I want to know. Please show me. I can't wait. All right. Goodbye, everybody.